Let's talk about earnings. The first quarter earnings season is kicking off. Sam, what are your expectations for first quarter earnings? Do you think we'll see some surprises to the downside?
Well, S&P Capital IQ consensus estimates point to only a 0.5% increase in the first quarter. What's interesting is that in the beginning of the fourth quarter reporting period, both the fourth quarter of 2012 and the first quarter of 2013 were expected to show similar advances of about 3.5%. But as the fourth quarter earnings grew, it seemed to be taking away from the first quarter 2013 estimate. So right now the bar is set very, very low, and just knowing corporate management's ability to guide expectations, my belief is that they'll probably surpass those expectations once again.
Wayne, you're concerned that estimates could be a little bit too high here and that earnings could be a bit of an obstacle for the market, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. We're looking at it in terms of year-over-year earnings growth and how the global economy feeds into that. And we're seeing really the global economy within the U.S. There's potential for a cyclical upturn. In Europe, though, we're still facing challenges in terms of economic growth. And then China, there's some positive signs coming out of China, but still it's going to be a more subdued growth rate than it had been prior to the financial crisis. So, we're watching closely, and we take a view on sort of where economic activity is and translating into earnings growth. And we don't really see where the earnings growth is going to come from going into this year.
Jim, what about the impact of the stronger dollar on multinational companies? Do you think that's going to hurt earnings in Q1?
Yeah, I think we're going to see some comments from some of the multinationals, Jennifer, addressing that. And then the key comes down to, as the dollar continues to strengthen in the second and third quarter, that will become more problematic. Because the dollar strengthened not only against the euro, but it's obviously strengthened significantly against the yen. And so it's just going to be a tougher sales environment for U.S. companies out there. And the translation of earnings is also going to be a headwind. And right now, no one's paying attention to that. But I think as we get down the road a piece, I think more attention will be paid to it. And I think it could be one of the reasons why the market faces some trouble in the second half.
Sam, what do you want to hear from companies, or what are you looking for when they're reporting? Are you looking at their outlooks?
I'm looking for the quality of earnings. Where are the earnings coming from? Is it still cost-cutting? Is it still share repurchases? Or are we actually seeing an organic improvement in earnings domestically as well as internationally? I'm also looking to revenue gains. We saw revenue improvements of close to 5% in the fourth quarter of 2012. The estimate now is for a 4% increase in the first quarter of 2013. So, quite frankly, I'd like to see top-line growth go along with whatever bottom-line growth there ends up being.